Podquest.
Yeah, there was
It was like a round one and round two situation.
I mean, it was a round 1, round 2, and a round 3 situation because there was 2 restarts. But the race also had to start initially.
I was about to ask if there were any fatalities.
Miraculously, no. Miraculously, no one was hurt. Although at one point they were trying to lift Lance Stroll's car away, and as they picked it up, it caught fire.
Oh, Jesus.
Nobody was in it, but it meant they were just like a crane was just holding a flaming car in the air.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool. And then at the end, because I'm not going to dictate this entire race to you, that would be insane.
Yeah, give me one more. Give me one more tidbit.
Alex Albon drives for Red Bull. He was promoted to Red Bull in the middle of last season, which is unusual. And he hasn't been performing quite as what people were hoping. He lost a few other chances to get the podium, but this time he did, and he had never done that before, and that's exciting. That is my last tidbit.
Probably afraid he was going to get demoted to rock star.
He was absolutely. You're joking, but that's basically true, except it's just a different Red Bull team.
Are they all energy drink cars? Is there just
4 of them?
Is there like a Coca-Cola Energy Zero Sugar Cherry F1 racer?
I fucking wish. That's basic. I guess that's basically Haas, who is the only American team. They may as well be that.
I invented
the rest of them are mostly car companies.
I invented a drink.
Or like racing teams. Oh, that drink's not real?
No.
Coca-Cola Zero Cherry Sugar Energy Blast?
No, well, it does not a blast. But then that drink is real. I invented a cocktail, which is Wild Turkey 101 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Energy Cherry. And it's called the Johnny Cage.
Okay. Nice.
Corey, I didn't call you here to talk about F1.
That's your loss.
We're doing it, man.
We are doing it. We're finally here.
We're finally here. I have nothing open in front of me anymore.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it matters a little bit.
You know what? I think the energy and the power and the force of what we're here to talk about will carry us through with an emotional and spiritual guidance that documents cannot provide.
Much like Lord Raiden guides.
Much like Lord Raiden.
Earth's mightiest. Well, okay. Earth's chosen warriors.
Much like Coca-Cola Cherry Energy Zero Sugar electricity juice powers you up.
Yeah. I guess it's Zero Sugar Cherry Coca-Cola Energy would be the proper. Yeah, that's the easiest way to read it. That title is
just a bunch of words. That's a bunch of drink descriptors falling down a flight of stairs is the title to that drink.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
I don't drink them much. Now and then.
I got to feel ahead of the curve because I saw Coca-Cola Energy in Vietnam before I think it was brought over here. So I got to be like, oh, I know what that is. What's that secret elixir? I'll tell you.
What was that? Because this stuff's been around for like 6 months. Maybe more.
Yeah, I was there.
Really know.
I was there I was in Vietnam in September of last year. I'm not traveling presently for obvious reasons.
Sure.
But, yeah, I think I like barely beat it to the punch of getting over here.
Gotcha. Did you bring it back with you? Just a backpack full of Coca-Cola energy drinks?
That's actually all I brought back. Yeah, I left all my clothes there and my other belongings
just to sell them.
Yeah, I sold them primarily to fund my Coca-Cola Zero Cherry Energy Sugar drink or whatever the fuck we're calling it. Can we swear?
I don't care. Yeah, of course we can fucking swear. What do you? All right, so
I don't know.
Let's get to business.
We still haven't explained what we're doing yet.
No, most of this is probably hitting the cutting room floor, but I'm leaving all the F1 talk in.
I think the more we say things that are ending up on the cutting room floor, the more should stay in. That's my personal opinion.
Sure, we'll leave that part in. All right. So, I guess it's been a couple months now. It was early. I guess it's been longer than a couple months. What has it been, like 5 months? 6 months?
It's been a while.
It was near the beginning.
6, but it was near the beginning.
It was near the beginning of the pandemic. I went to you and said, hey, Corey, do you want to do a podcast where we watch and talk about every episode of the Mortal Kombat TV show? And I think you said, absolutely.
Yeah, it was pretty instantaneous. I was pretty immediately into that. I don't know if I asked this, but I'll ask it here because I think it's important. I did not ask for clarification right away on which one, but I know there are several options. So which one is it that we are going with?
Oh, we are going to go with, at least for now, who knows what the future holds. Mortal Kombat Conquest. That's the 1998-1999 live action series. Aired here on cable on TNT network in the US. I'm not sure about Canada, but it definitely played up there too. Played all over the place. And it's a prequel to the movies, to what I have been on record before as saying, and will go firmly on record here as saying, the original Mortal Kombat live action movie is a perfect film. And this television series is a prequel to this perfect film.
You have not found somebody who will argue with you on that.
I've had people try, but
those people died.
Yeah, I threw them off into the pit, like Shang Tsung at the end of that movie.
One. You know the pit.
The pit, not the pit 2,
titular pit,
not the pit 3, just OG pit. Anyway, we should probably
my rap name.
Should probably cut out that admission of. Leave it in. Yeah. Have you seen the show at all?
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. I've seen probably like 45 seconds of the intro, I think, and a few stills. And I think maybe you had linked me in the past several months to some sort of clip at some point. But that aside, I am flying properly blind, which I think is probably for the best, because I was 1 to 2 years old when this show was airing, so I may as well experience this as I would have had I been watching it when it came out like everybody else.
I think it was probably appropriate for a 2-year-old, really. Mostly
I think
because
2-year-old's probably young enough where they're not going to remember it anyway. So even if it weren't, like, I don't know, whatever. Kid's going to be fine.
Be a lot of motion. There's a lot of colors and motion, and I think it would get your attention.
That's all a kid needs, literally at all.
That's also kind of all the show is.
Yeah. The Mortal Kombat Conquest television show is the equivalent of sitting a child, like a small child, in front of those DVD screens where the logo just bounces around the screen, except it's got adult content in it. It's way hornier than that DVD screen is. Yeah,
this is So it's maybe not surprisingly, it's bloodless, which is kind of the weirdest thing, since it is a Mortal Kombat piece of media, and Mortal Kombat's kind of known for fatalities and ripping heads off and throwing people in pits.
It could be argued it's the whole brand.
Yeah, that's definitely the most attractive part in the early days.
Yeah, it's the hyper-violent one.
Yeah, so, but for Mortal Kombat Conquest, which is so clunky, I trip over that every time I say it.
Yeah.
They were like, well, we can't really have the blood because this is basic cable. So we're just going to, like, crank up the horniness dial to, like, 11. But it's not, and don't get me wrong, it's a horny show, but it's like, it's casually horny. Does that make sense? It's like Baywatch. Okay. It's like Baywatch style horny.
Okay, this is another show that I haven't seen, but tell me if I'm onto something here.
Sure.
Was this show part of that movement of shows where there was just a lot of, like, fantasy television? The thing I'm thinking of is that Hercules TV show.
No, this is 1998, 1999.
All of those things were very. I feel like all of those things were very passively horny.
Yeah, we're in peak Xena era.
There we go. That's a way better reference than my Hercules thing.
Yeah, and it was like that end of the millennium sort of I don't know what else to call it, but casual horniness. It was like there was also that one, like, super horny season of Smallville. Like, once all the kids were, like, seniors in high school, so everyone was 18, and suddenly they were, like, able to get down It was that probably like coincided with this also. But we're not here to talk about Smallville. We're here to talk about Mortal Kombat Conquest.
Was the Y2K bug such a scare that when everyone survived, everything just got too horny?
I think everyone
like, oh god, we're all gonna die, so we have to get horny on our television now. And then nobody did. And then they're like, now we have to celebrate by being horny on television again.
I think we feared the end, so we were like, let's just go for it. But no blood, just mostly naked people.
Yeah. TNT didn't read the contract, so they didn't realize they licensed the bloodless version of Mortal Kombat.
Corey, it's a great show. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Okay, get my expectations high.
I've watched it all the way through probably 3 times, and I fucking love it. I just love it. It's a good. it's insane, and from like if you're a fan of like Mortal Kombat storyline from the video games, this is like a fever dream because shit is just so different. But I don't know. I can't get enough. And like,
is it like a weird Mad Libs take on it where stuff's just replaced with other stuff, and you're like, well, I guess that's what this is, but I don't like it very much.
Kinda. I think it also
did describe a character earlier to me.
Yes.
As being, I believe you said an oil leather daddy. Is that right?
An oily leather daddy. Yes.
Yeah. So that's not precisely, I think, Mortal Kombat's whole MO, but it's here.
Yeah. It's definitely here. In spades. So the show,
yeah. Love that.
I already mentioned it's a prequel to the movie. It's set 500 years before the first Mortal Kombat movie.
It's a lot of years.
Yeah, we're rewinding all the way back to Kung Lao's time.
The great one?
The only one. In the movie universe, there's only one Kung Lao.
Okay, got it.
500 years before the first movie, he eventually got his ass kicked by Goro, and that's what got us Liu Kang 500 fucking years later. And apparently they're related.
Who knows?
Yeah, so this rewinds us back 500 years before the tournament we saw in the Mortal Kombat movie, and we're following Kung Lao, never once referred to as the Great Kung Lao, just Kung Lao.
Right.
And he's not really a spoiler alert here. He's just come off a victory against Shang Tsung in the tournament, and now he's tasked with finding new warriors to help for the next tournament. And
he's scouting.
Well, he doesn't really. Yeah, he kind of falls into it. So his backup, the setup of the show is we got Kung Lao, we've got a thief named Taja, and a bodyguard named Zero, who all sort of end up teaming up. Those are our protagonists. And we got Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn basically sending like a fighter of the week after Kung Lao to try to kill him before the next tournament.
This sounds incredible, and it's a format of television that it like completely does not exist anymore.
I know.
I actually recently heard a podcast that touched on this exact thing, and I have very little direct experience with it. So,
yeah. Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, I'm stoked to see that. Who are we going to throw at the gang next? Is this a man with 6 arms?
So let me give you a little, just a quick little tease of some of the game characters we're definitely going to be running into. Obviously, Shao Kahn. Please. And Raiden show up quite a bit.
Right.
Shang Tsung, of course. We're also going to get to see Scorpion. We're going to get to see Sub-Zero. We're going to get to see Reptile, Kitana.
Yeah.
Quan Chi.
Uh-huh.
Quan Chi.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do the makeup for that. I hope it's terrible.
It's pretty good.
I do mean terrible in a loving, positive sense, but I'm also open to it being genuinely good.
Okay, you need to understand something about this show, Corey. It's not just horny. Everyone in the show is hot. Everyone, including and Quan Chi, maybe hottest of all of them,
including the demons and the reptile men. Everyone's hot.
The CGI monsters are hot. That's mostly just the lizards. Yeah.
The sets.
The sets are smoking. There's actually, I mean, that's another thing they reuse for like interstitial scenes, like we'll see like the temple from the first movie, you know, that Thai temple.
Oh, okay.
That'll pop up every
Yeah.
now and then, never on location, just, you know. But and then they build
They're
these
reusing sets like a kid's game show would reuse sets. They're like,
Yes.
oh, we're back in this place again.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of that. And then the cities are 1999 level like CGI renderings for when they're like entering the city, and then, you know, once we're not seeing them walk around in that, but it's like my favorite thing. I was like, look at you guys, really stretching the budget. You know,
Look at you guys trying.
Yeah, I appreciate the work. We're also going to see, again, this is 500 years ago. We're going to see the Lin Kuei. We're going to see the Black Dragon.
Okay. Sure.
Pre-Kano Black Dragon. Pretty sweet. And there's going to be some crazy guest stars. I don't know if any of these names are going to mean anything to you, but I'm going to name...
They may well not. We will find out.
I'm going to name a fun... So the most surprising, probably, Eva Mendes.
I do know who that is. And I am shocked that you have told me that this person was on a Mortal Kombat television program.
Yeah, Eva Mendes from Hitch. Too Fast, Too Furious. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, a personal favorite of mine. Right? We're also going to get 2 Baywatch alums. We're going to get Angelica Bridges and Brooke Burns. Both of them on Baywatch. Just to give you an idea of, you know...
the caliber of television we're hitting.
Yeah. Pro wrestler Brian Clark. He shows up. Not much of a wrestling guy, but he's there. And here's another big one, my personal favorite. Do you know Jamie Presley?
I know the name. I couldn't tell you why right now. Nothing's coming to mind, but I know the name for sure.
You may have seen her in a little show called My Name is Earl. A couple movies. Not Another Teen Movie. Or Poison Ivy, The New Seduction.
Oh, you know what's weird? You know what's weird?
What's weird?
I think that's the Poison Ivy movie I didn't watch.
The fourth one, really? You tapped out after 3? You tapped out after 3 and just didn't finish it off. And
well, no, I did the second one, but it's funny because like it could have been that one. I'm trying to look because like the name is way more familiar than I feel like maybe it should be, because I am looking at her whole kind of filmography.
Mm-hmm.
Boy howdy, have not seen a lot of this, so I don't know why the name has that immediate recognizability.
I've seen quite a few of her films. She's great. She's recurring.
She ever do something with Anna Faris? Because I feel like they look similar enough that there's a bit there just waiting to happen.
Not that I'm aware of. Definitely in each other's orbit for a while there. Anyway.
Well, that would be the television show Mom. I guess that was in my brain because it's real. So
there you go. Yeah.
I'm assuming I did not come up with that. I'm assuming it's just real and my brain knew that. There we go. Anyway.
Want to do a show about watching Mom instead?
Sure. Fuck it. There's only 109 episodes of that.
I've never seen a second of Mom.
And
I like everybody involved.
I'm assuming I have.
I'm still watching... I'm in like the end of season 8 of How I Met Your Mother, and I still can't tell if it's good or not.
I've always got the vibe that it's not. I've always found it like anytime I see stuff from it, kind of irritating, and I don't know. I don't know what the deal with that is really. I've seen bits of it. Again, it's one of those things where I don't really know what the deal is, but yeah, it's got a vibe to me that I don't feel crazy about.
Yeah, there's something, I don't know what it is. It's like there's
something
forgot
dead behind those eyes.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that though. Let's talk about a show that I know is good. Mortal Kombat Conquest.
Hell yeah.
So 22 episodes, 1 season got made. And that season 1 finale was definitely a cliffhanger ending.
Oh no.
Yeah, but don't worry. People have found the official plans of what would have been season 2, and all signs point to that would have been the final season. and there's definitely some notes out there, so we can get a little bit of closure. Plus, if you've seen the movie, you kind of know how things ended for Kung Lao anyway.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of mystique going into that.
Yeah. You're watching the television series about a guy who is going to die.
Right, which can be an interesting idea when executed correctly.
Yeah, definitely changes the tone when you're like, oh, that's right. Yeah, he's not going to make it. He's going to get killed by a four-armed half-dragon man.
Happens to the best of us.
Or, I mean, it also probably happens to a lot of the worst of us, really. Maybe it just happens slower to the best of us.
Happens to us.
Yeah, it happens to all of us.
This is something that happens to us.
Every single one of us will be killed by a four-armed half-dragon man.
God willing.
That's just life. So,
c'est la vie.
Yeah. So what do you think? You want to do this? You want to talk with me about Mortal Kombat Conquest for like 22 plus hours?
Are they hour-long episodes? I've genuinely forgotten.
Oh, yeah. The show, yeah, it was an hour, 45 or 42 or whatever. You know what I mean?
I don't want to break the mystique. I genuinely forgot that. So yeah, I mean, I don't have anything going on. I could fill an entire day of my life.
You got to add in the watching time too, because you've never seen this.
I could fill 2 entire days with this approximately. I got nothing else going on. I mean,
okay, new plan. Do you want to just do a 48 hour
like a
calling to work?
There's a version of this that's like a live stream where you just sit uninterrupted and watch a day's worth of Mortal Kombat Conquest and spend the entirety of the next day talking about it.
I think you know what? I don't really want to take the time off work right now. So maybe we'll spread it out.
Yeah, that's tough. I think unfortunately for both of us, we're continuing, unfortunately and fortunately for different reasons, we are continuing to work during these times, as people ominously refer to them. So we might not be able to do it that way, but over the course of many weeks, several months, we could probably work our way through that. Yeah, I got nothing else going on. I want to see what's going on with all the hot fantasy fighters.
Oh my God, there's so many of them. Oh, one last thing. The costuming.
Okay.
Boy, some of the costumes are awesome. Some of them just look like pajamas.
Well, what kind of pajamas?
Like if you got maybe pajamas is less. Maybe like if you got someone, like you got a little kid, a Sub-Zero. This isn't about Sub-Zero, but if like you're a little kid and you got like the Sub-Zero Halloween costume, but you were just a little,
incredible,
a little too small to fit it right, you know?
Right. And it's one of those things where it's not like actual discrete pieces of anything. Yeah. It's like printed onto a thing, kind of.
Yeah, the Lin Kuei ninjas in particular are just kind of
hanging out. Are there some questionable outfits for our female protagonists here? Because I feel like this is also peak television didn't know how to dress women, and it's also horny. So I feel like this is going to be questionable.
It's selective questionable. Like not all of them, but
right. Some
a lot
of it's
of them.
Not great. Some of it's fine.
It really depends on. I don't know that I'd use the word not great, but certainly not appropriate. How about that?
Sure, let's go with appropriate.
Yeah. There's definitely some Princess Leia in the gold bikini style of attire,
right?
For several of the ladies.
It's an homage,
but not all of them. Like, all right, I think I mentioned we're going to see Princess Kitana in this, and Princess Kitana's just dressed like she was in the movie. You know, she gets pants, which is nice.
They had the costume still.
Yeah, and they had the prop fans. You're going to see a lot of stuff from the movie show back up.
This is a bunch of people who broke into like the prop closet of the movie, and they were like, "Yo, do you guys want to make a television show?"
Well, the show was produced by Lawrence Kasanoff, who did the live action movies, so he probably just had all those old costumes sitting around in his closet.
Yeah, and he really wanted a paycheck for not really doing anything.
Yeah,
so he was like, "You guys can take all this shit we already sorted out, and just go LARP and do whatever you want. We'll figure it out."
This was post Annihilation, so he kind of owed us. This came out the year after Annihilation, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah, so this is like a comeuppance. It's like, you have to go make the television show now.
Yeah, it's just
you have to go. That's
his punishment.
You have to go fix what you did.
I don't know, man. I love the show. I think you're gonna like it.
I love a lot of. I'll put it to you this way: I'm open to everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to fall in love again. I also love a lot of trash. So if I don't think it's good, I'm prepared to love it anyway. But it may also be good, and I could love it for that reason. We don't know. We have no way of knowing.
And I honestly have no way of judging any of that either, because you just said a bunch of things that all sound the same to me.
Yeah. It's great.
All right. So
it'd be crazy if you had some kind of prepared sort of send-off. That would be nuts.
I do.
What are the chances?
I do have one somewhere. Wow. I don't know where it is right now. Got it.
My fucking
found it.
Wow, what are the chances? Neal is he's unrolling an old scroll. What does it say?
So, Corey, you agree to go on this quest with me? I think there's only one thing left to do.
In each of us, there burns the soul of a podcaster. In every generation, a few are chosen to prove it. During a pandemic, in a time of darkness and fury, that fate befell two strangers brought together by the internet. An iPod Classic user, Corey, and a guy with two Zooms, Neal, who have to defend our realm from the forces of boredom by watching and discussing every episode of the short-lived television series Mortal Kombat Conquest on a show called
MK Podquest.